Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Izola here with FlickDirect, and I got my hands on the 2025 Lilo and Stitch 4K UHD Steelbook from Disney, and I thought I'd give you a little share on it, let you know my thoughts. So grab your popcorn, sit back, relax, and let's get this started. So I don't know about you, but I still can't believe that it has been like 23 years since Lilo and Stitch came out. It's over 20 depending on when it finished. It came out in 2024, so 22 years, but still, I feel really old because it's been so long. And, I guess jumping on the bandwagon and doing, did I say bad wagon? I didn't mean it like that. Bandwagon. Um, and having to take animations and make it live action. They had to do it for Lilo and Stitch as well, right? I mean, I guess that's just what we should expect. And I was a little nervous because, Snow White didn't do well and they kind of put the halt on Tangled, which I think could be really cute, but who knows what's going to happen with that if they're even going to pick it back up. Primarily because this one, it did good. It did well, just not as well as I think they wanted it to. And who knows? I just think that a lot of us just don't want our animated classics turned into live action. Just let them be. It's just like, all of those movies that they keep trying to reboot. Stop rebooting. Come up with another idea. I mean, how many times have we done Dracula? Frankenstein. We're doing Frankenstein again. So I think there's two Frankensteins and there were like 5 Draculas in the last 5 years. So it's like, let's just try to do something different. And there are things that are different. I think a lot of them are turning into TV series, so it's probably better, but I think I would like something new again from Disney that there's a lot of thought in and not just like the Marvel thing where they're just trying to shove as many movies out as possible. But anyway, I'm getting off on this whole tangent when we're supposed to talk about the actual movie. Now, I don't know about you, but Stitch kind of grew on me as much as I just, wanted to give him a little shake sometimes. He became that 90s iconic character for a lot of us. Because of them, we got what? TV shows, sequels. I don't even remember how many came out. I didn't watch them because I was like, no, just don't mess with it. But I mean, we got I mean, everything. Like it was one of those things where everybody just loved this character. And so it was a hit. So it makes sense that we were going to reboot it with live action, seeing as how that's the trend nowadays. So the 2025 version pretty much follows the same storyline, but there are some tweaks here and there. Mostly to modernize it, which I don't really think it needed that much. Again, don't change stuff too much like the ending. But anyway, Experiment 626, also known as Stitch, crash lands in Hawaii, posing as a dog, trying to hide from his creator and UGF agent, right? Because they got to go look for him. Lilu finds 626. He is named Stitch, and they adopt him. And alongside Nani, they teach Stitch the meaning of Ohana, or family, which again is a little bit of a miss that a lot of people thought in this movie. So, like I said, the movie really does kind of keep to those key pieces. Grief, sibling bonds, and resilience. But remember, the 2002 animation's charm was a key piece of this, and a little bit of that is lost in the 2025 version. Now, I wasn't too upset with the ending of the 2025 version, but it was still a weird change to me because you're saying Ohana is family, yet Nani gets up and leaves and goes to UCSD to learn marine biology. Again, I think it was more of a modern twist of saying, yes, Ohana is family, but you also have to do what you need to do. Don't give up on your dreams, things like that. But a lot of people took it as Nani leaving Lilo, like abandoning her, and she doesn't have her parents. Now, granted, she is staying with David and the grandmother, so it's not like a terrible thing. They know Lilo, they love her, she loves them. It's not terrible. But again, still thought it was weird. But it's not like Nani could take her with her. So again, people were very upset with the change and said horrible things. While I still think it's weird and they should have just left it the way it was, I don't think it's a horrible change to the ending. Now, with the acting, Stitch, I shouldn't say just the acting, but just overall, Stitch translates well going from like with the CG characteristics into the live action. And then you have Kealoha, who played Lilo. She does a great job. But I just didn't really get a feel for Nani. So that's why maybe at the end I didn't really care if she left, because I was just like, she's just the big sis, whatever. Okay, cool. And it's not to say I think it was more of just the writing more than the acting, but sometimes you need a little more direction, and I think that's what was needed there. Now, where in the 2002 version of Jumba and Pleakley, they were so funny and it was just so random. I really enjoyed the 2002 version, but Zach Galifianakis, his performance was weak, and I was kind of surprised with that. So I don't know if his heart wasn't in it or what, but I was just like, this just doesn't seem like Galifianakis's normal shtick, which I know that he needed to change it up. It's not him, it's the character, but still, there's just something missing. And then Billy Magnuson's Pleakley, I mean, it was just kind of hit and miss. I was a little underwhelmed. So, but again, just my opinion. You guys might like it, but something's missing. So, anyway, visually, obviously, there are some differences as well because you're going from live action, from animation to live action. And I kind of felt like that was a little underwhelming as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky. Like my subconscious is telling me that I just don't like it because it's not what I grew up with. I don't know. I think what it was is when you're watching the animated movie, it's a very watercolory kind of feel, and it just gives you this kind of nice warm feeling, and it's vibrant. And it's not to say that Hawaii isn't vibrant, but it just didn't have the same feel. So that's just, again, my opinion. Now, would you call it the third act, the final part of the movie, we get some extra characters which add a little positivity to it, but those key moments that should have had a lot of that warm, good feeling just didn't have it. So those characters don't really completely make up for it. Now, having said all of this, it's not that it's a bad movie. Lilo and Stitch 2025 live action is good. It's fun. If you can just kind of put the original out of your mind, it's a cute movie. It has good themes. It allows you to deal with different types of emotions. And then learning Ohana, but also learning to chase your dreams and live your life. Modern twists. It makes it work. But again, there were just too many things that I personally was not a huge fan of. So because of this, I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. Lilo and Stitch is presented in 4K UHD via Disney Buena Vista with a 2160 HEVC H.265 transfer in 239.1. That's just for the techies out there. It's 4K UHD. Okay, that's all you need to know. You don't need to really know the specs, but I know sometimes people like those, so I like to try to throw them in when I remember, which I barely remembered. Sometimes I got to look at my notes to try to remember because it's a lot. It's a lot. So much. But anyway, back to the actual video quality. The CGI and the live action blends pretty seamlessly, I would say. You obviously know Stitch is not real. And for those of you who didn't know it, I'm really sorry. But it kind of has that Paddington Bear effect, which I discussed, where, you're looking at the tiniest of little strands of hair and how they just kind of blow in the wind. And they did a really good job with that. I think Stitch really held up showing the balance between CGI and live action. And I gotta say, his bright blue fur really improved in detail with the 1080p release. So just think about that when you're watching his little fur just kind of move with whatever he's doing. Sets and costumes are sharply defined. And of course, you have all the outdoor locations like the beaches, the foliage, trees, everything like that. The water, crystal blue, beautiful. Again, I know that I was doing the comparison between the animated and live action. It's not that it's bad. It is vibrant and it is beautiful, and you get that with the 1080p release. But I think, again, there's just something about those colors from the animation that just make it a little more vibrant. I do have to say that the HDR Dolby Vision grading really does enhance the blues and the greens. It does a great job of doing that. I've been trying to do more research as to what happens when they do these upgrades, and that was something that was pointed out. I was like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. Like, you can really tell the differences, especially if you saw it in the theater versus now. So obviously, when you're getting this upgrade in the Steelbook, you're definitely going to notice some differences if you saw it in the theater. And of course, obviously, comparing it to the animation, it's not even going to be the same. So overall, the video quality is really good. Nowadays, you're really not going to get a bad video quality upgrade. I mean, there really isn't a ton to complain about. It's just nitpicking. But again, you're getting great quality with this upgrade. And because of this, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, so now we're moving on to audio. And with any of these upgrades or packages, the Blu-ray is going to feature the DTS HD Master Audio 7.1. And then the 4K UHD gets the Dolby Atmos track, which is usually where I spend most of my time. But, I like to just make sure that you guys know that obviously there will be differences between the two watches, screenings, views, whatever you want to call it. Now, having said that, you are going to notice some subtle differences, but with the Atmos mix, you're going to notice the upgrade. So be prepared for that. It's not really going to ruin it, but you will, again, I just think the 4K UHD is, it's a little better quality because it's an upgrade. For example, if you do purchase this, just pay close attention to when Stitch escapes in the beginning, and then also the surfing scene. You're gonna be able to just tell things are a little crisper, a little clearer, and again, that's because it's the Atmos mix. So I don't know if you want to do a comparison. Maybe someone's done it out there and you can hear it, but you will, like I said, it's tiny bit noticeable. It still amazes me with how well they can do with making different sounds, like the laser guns and the explosions. Like, some of them will have you jumping out of your seat if you're not expecting them. Again, most of us have seen the original, so we kind of know what's coming. But if you've got good surround sound, the quality, you're going to feel fully immersed in this. I think some of my favorite parts, though, are just the lulling sounds of the beach, the waves hitting, crashing on the beach. It's kind of a soothing sound for those of you who have never been to the ocean, just make that one thing on your bucket list. If you can't do anything else, just do that, because there's just something about that sound. And the audio on this 4K UHD just really heightens that. And it's a great sound. So you have to hear it in person. But if you can't, you got it on this at least. You've got the vibrant Hawaiian music, which I absolutely love, rich ambient effects. And then you just have these little playful notes of sounds coming from Stitch. And again, I'm not just talking about his voice. I'm just these little things that he does. Pitter patter of his feet when he's running, like just all the little things just add up and add to it, especially the antics. The dialogue is clear and clean, so you're never going to miss out on any of it, even with whispers or if there's a lot going on and you're trying to hear them yelling to each other. You're going to hear everything, so you're not going to have to worry about anything in that regard. Overall, the sound quality is amazing. I have no complaints. I got everything I needed out of it, and because of that, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Now on to extras. Disney always does a great job with the extras, and they did a pretty good job with this one. You're going to get a few things. Obviously the Steelbook, it's adorable. We've got, Stitch on the cover. And then when you open it up, you've got Lilo and Stitch looking at each other for where you're going to have the Blu-ray and the 4K UHD DVDs. So that alone should make you want to buy it, because I absolutely think the Steelbook is adorable and definitely worth it. You're going to get a couple of deleted scenes for Nani. And then you also get Ohana Means Family, and that's the making of Lilo and Stitch. And, those are always fun because you kind of see how they came up with the insights of how they were going to bring the story to live action life. And I think that's very important because you get a clearer understanding. So definitely check that out. I think you will enjoy it. Now you also get Drawn to Life, which I thought was pretty interesting because it kind of gives you the side-by-side view of the animation versus live action for certain scenes. And that was kind of fun to watch. Very different, of course, because you're like, they're kind of the same. It's just one's drawn and one's live action. But you also get some Easter eggs. So go take a look at that, and then come back and let me know what you thought about those and if you found the Easter eggs. I'm sure you will, but let me know what you thought about it. And then, of course, my favorite, you get some bloopers. I could just watch bloopers all day, like especially the Marvel ones. I always have fun with those, but you will get the bloopers. And then you have a chat with Stitch, which I thought was cute as well. So definitely check those out. Look, if you are a fan of any like bloopers, deleted scenes, stuff like that, it's got what you need. Okay. Is it perfect? No. Could we have more? Yes. But does it give us enough to where it's not a flat out hunk of junk? Absolutely. So because of all of this, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Overall, this 4K UHD release of Lilo and Stitch live action it's good. Is it great? No. Could there have been some upgrades to some things? Maybe some tweaks, some changes primarily to the movie? Yes. Is the audio and video quality good? Yes. Are the extras good? Yes. The Steelbook is adorable. And, again, kids are absolutely going to love this. Who doesn't love Stitch? And Stitch is what we're really wanting to shine in this movie. So that's good. The chemistry between Lilo and Stitch, they did a great job. So yes, where other acting may fall flat, the key pieces do work. I did, again, want the humor to be a little more, but hey, I'm not going to complain. This is for the kiddos. Let's let them have their thing. I'm also, again, really comparing this to the original, and there were some things that changed and some underwhelming things, but overall, you can still watch it. It's not going to really bug you that much unless if you have a true hatred for Nani chasing her dreams and becoming a marine biologist. I don't know. I see both sides, but it doesn't offend me as much as it offended a lot of the trolls. So again, just take that with a grain of salt. These are no spoilers because you should have all seen this by now. So I probably should have said that in the beginning, but here we are. Overall, I think this is a good purchase to have in your collection. It's a great Steelbook. It's a Disney movie. It's good to add if you're a Disney fan. If you have kids, will I watch this again? Yeah, maybe I'll give it another go. But again, the primary thing is the audio and video quality, the extras. The movie is still watchable. You're going to enjoy it. So because of all of this, I'm giving it a 3.75 out of 5, almost a B. Not bad. I think, again, there could be some upgrades, some changes, but overall, not horrible. Now, if you do want this in your collection, August 26th is the date, so you still have time to pre-order, or you can just go run to your local store on the 26th and go grab it, for you and the family, or just yourself. If you're a Disney fan, like I said, not terrible to have in the collection. And with that, this concludes my review of Disney's 4K UHD Steelbook of Lilo and Stitch 2025, not the 2002 version. Please be sure to like and subscribe to all of our channels so you never miss out on any entertainment news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!